Hi, my name's Chris. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to run you through how you can exactly market your local business. This is essentially one of the best local marketing strategies that I've ever used. I've used it on a bunch of different clients. I've used it on a couple of my businesses, a couple of my friends' businesses as well. You can start using this like right from the start, but it's fine. You can start using this halfway through when you've had your business or whatnot. If you're just looking for ways to get more either appointments with some leads, if you're looking to just get more phone calls, or even if you're looking to get foot traffic into a store of yours, especially if that store provides a service as opposed to selling widgets or selling tires or something. But if you're looking for something that will get people into your store looking to buy your services, this is probably one of the best ways to go about it. The way I'm going to organize it is I'm going to think about how we can do this right from the start. And I think what a lot of people get wrong is they get all of these pieces, but they put them together in the wrong order, which I find can lead to people just spending too much money, essentially. So, no further ado. Let's get to it. I'm going to stick my face over here. You can look at me, not look at me. It's fine. And I'm going to use this board here just to kind of walk us through like exactly how this whole thing works. So, first things first. First thing that you should do with your new business is get yourself a website. I think a lot of people get this wrong. Your website needs to be mobile first because people generally are searching for local businesses when they're on their phone, when they're on this thing, right? This is what you need to do. So what I've got here is you got to get your homepage. That's what you need in your website. You don't have to have a fancy website. Let's be honest. You're a local business. People don't really expect that much from you. You can have a website that just does what it needs to do. It needs to say what you do, who you do it for, and how they can get to know you more, and maybe explain, maybe get some testimonials in there, those sorts of things. That's all your website has to do. They just need to know that you're not shonky. Pretty simple. And the most basic of all websites, you've got to have three things. You've got to have your homepage sitting here, and you've got to have an About Us page. Just talk about yourself for a bit. Talk about how you help people. Talk about how you've helped the community. Talk about why you do what you do. Talk about how you've helped clients of yours. And the other one is a Contact Us page. Pretty simple. It's like an easy way for people to contact you. All three of these pages 100% have to have your phone number on them. If you're a local business, you need to have a phone number. Okay? The phone number doesn't need to be answered by you. The phone number can be answered in a few different ways, and I'll go through that later. And I'll show you the order in which we should do that. But you've got to have a phone number on there. Otherwise, people aren't going to trust you. Real simple. Okay. That is the first thing you can do. And you don't need to spend a whole bunch of money on this. You just need to get something up and running. Great. Now, once you've got that together, and I'm going to do this because these things all link up. Great. So these things link up, and then, this bad boy can link down here. Simple stuff. It all kind of goes in a nice little virtuous circle of love. Now, the next thing you got to do, this is in the low cost to free territory. You can do this all stuff yourself. You can do this for a very, very reasonable cost. You can do it for almost free. That's all you need to do. Next thing you need to do is you need to get a hold of something called a Google Business Profile. Do you know what a Google Business Profile is? Maybe not. Let's talk about it to you. So what a Google Business Profile is essentially, it's the thing that feeds Google Maps. All right. So a lot of people, remember how we talked about people are on their phones and they're searching for things locally. About 93% of the internet is on their phone searching for things locally. And they end up at Google Maps because usually the search is something like this. So I just popped in here, med spa near me. And usually when you get med spa near me, it's going to start bringing up maps, Google Maps for you here. And all of this stuff down here, you see how when I hover over something, something on the map kind of pops up. See that? All that information is driven by this thing called Google Business Profile. It is free. A Google Business Profile is free. You need to have an address so you can apply for a Google Business Profile for free, and they'll send you a little postcard. The little postcard's going to have a little code in it, and you give that code to Google so they know that you're actually from that place, and then you can have one of these things. So this is the next thing you got to do. So essentially what this does is, I'll just click into one of these ones. This is Nat Skin and Body Therapy place. Look at all this information here that gets popped up. They can put some photos in there. They can have their address, closing times. It's got a link to their website. Remember that website we just talked about? They can get more people to that website. It's got a phone number. You can have people call you on there and that sort of thing. And the rest of it is essentially just information about some photos and things. Most importantly, reviews. We're going to talk about that later. So the reviews are in there as well. So that, and they can go read all things. So essentially, that's the next thing you got to do. Once you got your website running, you need to get a Google Maps or a Google My Business thing set up. So here we go. Google Maps, great. And that kind of sits over to the side here. and you get that filled out and for free. And the interesting thing about that is that starts driving traffic to over here, which is your website. So we've done no real SEO, no search engine optimization at all. If anything, you just want to spend your time making this super amazing and making sure that you've got keywords that sort of fit out there so that people, when they look up your business, that's what they end up finding you. Great. So that's what we've done now. You've got your website all running, fantastic. Your Google Maps so people can find you online, and you might be getting a little bit of traffic in here, and maybe just maybe, you're starting to get a couple of phone calls. I'm going to pop this way up here. So remember how that Google Maps thing, it also had a little phone number thing that you could put there? You might be getting, I wouldn't expect much from it first up, but maybe you're getting a couple of phone calls in there. So what we'll do is, and if they're coming into you, we call them inbound leads or calls. Excellent. They're leads, they're people that might buy from you. Great. So that's what you start off with. Fantastic. You've barely spent anything at this point in time, which is great. Maybe you've spent a bit of money getting this set up. You can do this yourself. If you really want to start pushing on this and making it really show up, you can spend some money to do a couple of things. We've kind of spoken about those. Get the posts up there. You can get your reviews up and that sort of thing. But generally, this is where people start, and that's about right. So now maybe you're a little bit set up. You're not a complete virgin here, so you've got yourself set up. Next thing you should be doing is this. Because you're local, what you'll find is that when people search for something locally, I'm just going to bring this up here. Let's go. Let's imagine I'm searching for a med spa. So let's get rid of all this. Right. Let's go over here. Let's go for a med spa. Brilliant. So what's happening here is, well, for a start, there's no one running ads for med spas exactly near me, which is almost a tragedy considering I help people do that. But what you'll find is that then you get your results here. So what you can do is you can pay to be up here and beat every single one of these people in here. You can beat every single one of these people because none of them are actually paying for that position. All of these people here have done some SEO to get there. So you can pay Google Ads to get all the way to the top up here. So that's what you should be doing, because you haven't invested in a website that's been there for 100 years. What you should be doing is just cutting to the chase and getting right to the top. So that's what we're going to put in here. That's what this thing is. This thing stands for Google Ads. I'm going to pop it down here. Right. Now, let's talk about how wrong people normally get Google Ads. Most people will run some Google Ads and they'll run it for their business. In this case, we're talking about a med spa. So they'll go and people that are typing in the words med spa near me, they will essentially bet on those search terms and put their ad just in text right in front of those people. That's the wrong way to do it. And then what they'll do, if they get someone to click on that ad, they will link that ad to their homepage, which is right here. The homepage doesn't do the things that you need it to do. The homepage is not built around intent, and homepages aren't very good at converting people to come and talk to you straight away. Homepages, like we spoke about before, they're generally about, this is my business, this is what we do, we're really great, you should love us, trust us, those sorts of things. It's not amazing at selling people in general. So this is what you have to do. You have to get your Google Ads. And what you need to do is you need to pick one service. Pick one service that I'm going to keep on rolling with this med spa example. We can do it with plumbers or whatever you like. So plumbers do various things. Plumbers can either unblock drains. They can either do sump work. They can do roof plumbing. If you're a med spa, maybe you do microneedling. Maybe you do fillers. Maybe you do Botox. And they're all separate services. So what you have to do is pick one service that you want to get more customers for and make some Google Ads for that one service individually. And then what you need to do is you need to make a web page or a landing page, essentially, is what it's called. So you make a page that is specific to that service that you've just made your Google Ads for. And you make a very, very specific page here, which is essentially a sales page. So like I said, a lot of people, they do this, they make the Google Ads and they run them over here. Wrong way to do it. first thing you should be doing is making a Google Ads. And I'm going to put this in here for one service. We do for a single service. And we get to the sales page here. So the sales page does a couple of things. It's either we can either run the sales page so that it's going to generate us some more phone calls, which is perfectly fine. If you want to be answering the phone all day long, that's great. And you can do some funky things with your Google Ads. To bring this down here, do some funky things with your Google Ads so that they are only running during the time of day that you are actually available to answer the phone. That's kind of a fun thing with Google Ads you can do. So that's one way we can have it jump over to. Or my personal preference is if you run your Google Ads, you run them to a sales page here, what you do is then you run them onto a booking page, which can look just like this. So essentially what a booking page can be is they go on your sales page here. You've sold them on how amazing your thing is. They've got to talk to you to book in a time. You want to eventually book them on the phone. But maybe you're actually doing the work. Maybe you can't answer the phone all the time and be amazing on point with your sales. Maybe you haven't drunk your coffee for the day. You don't really feel like doing that. Maybe you only take sales calls in the afternoon. That's fine. What we can do is from that sales page, you drop onto a calendar page where they essentially book a time with you. Isn't that fantastic? So if you only want to take phone calls between 2 and 3 in the afternoon, you can have people book in calls with you 2 and 3 in the afternoon. And then, just to be complete, you have to need to put a little thank you page in there for them. Here we go. Great. So after they book the time, you want to say thank you to them. So put them a little thank you page here. The nice thing about the thank you page is if we do the Google Ads and they go to the sales page here and they either end up calling you straight away or they go to this page and then they get thanked for that, we can put something on this thank you page which tells these Google Ads that type of person is the best type of person to put your ad in front of, which means that over time, when we do that and we do a couple of optimizations with your Google Ads, you end up paying less and less for your Google Ads over time. Isn't that great? So that's as simple as she gets. First of all, set up your web page. Make sure your Google Maps is running. You'll start getting some phone calls. Good for you. Then go get some Google Ads running. Single service, remember. Send them to a sales page. Don't send them to your homepage. That's a terrible idea. Make sure your sales page kind of looks like your website, has your branding and that sort of stuff, but it doesn't need to be bang on. And then either send them through to get a phone call, get a calendar, thank you page. All right? That's a really good start. Now, what's next? What we should be doing as well now is we do this. Let's grab this, and you do another type of Google Ads service. So this Google Ads campaign here is probably going to be like your most expensive one. And then, and this one's, you're shooting for a single service. Then what you want to do is another type of Google Ads campaign called a retargeting campaign. And the nice thing is retargeting campaigns, real cheap, because you're just paying to get in front of people again that you've already been in front of. Let me explain that. So these people, you put a Google Ads campaign in front of people, they've typed in something, they've never heard of you before, you put your ad, they click on your ad, they end up on the sales page, and then maybe something happens. Maybe they don't convert, maybe they don't want to book, maybe they don't want to call right now, maybe they're halfway through eating a burrito, maybe they're doing this like on the train, right? And they don't want to be calling people up on the train and doing things like that. They don't want people looking at their shoulders. Whatever, it doesn't matter, whatever it is. But essentially, like, that click doesn't convert. What you can do is you can tell Google Ads, anybody that lands on this page but does not end up booking an appointment with me or does not end up calling me, because it's got a little button there on your sales page where they can call straight away through a Google call. If they don't do this thing, show them a different type of ad, something that maybe talks about your business a bit more, a little bit more general, those sorts of things. And then what you want to do is you want to send this traffic over to your homepage, right? So if they go here, and let's see if I'm going to get this right. Right. And there we go. Good. It's a dotted line because I don't go there directly. But essentially, if people end up on this page and they don't end up on these pages, we want to show them another ad, maybe with some pictures or something, like a display ad. We can show them a little video if you want to. That generally talks about your business and your services, because it's thought these people have shown some interest in the thing that you sell, but they didn't quite convert. Maybe maybe they're not quite ready. So what you can do is you can just remind them over the next week, 2 weeks, which might be the buying period when they're actually looking at buying your services, or some that provides your services locally. And you can show them why you're so amazing. Show them some photos of you, maybe show them some more reviews. Great stuff. You can do that. And when you're doing these retargeting campaigns, you can show them stuff on YouTube. You can get into their email if they run Gmail. You can show up on banners on websites that they look at, all sorts of places. It's really pretty amazing. And you can get them to go back to your website. Now, remember I just told you don't send traffic through Google Ads to your website, only sell it to a sales page. That's because this sales page is fully geared to one type of service, fully geared to it. And it's aiming to get that conversion straight away. These retargeting ads, they might be in all sorts of levels of the journey. They might be ready to buy tomorrow. They might be ready to buy in a month's time. So for that sort of a thing, you're better off sending them back to your homepage, to your web page here, and get them back there kind of again and again and again, so that they can get to know you and build some rapport with you. Because you're going to start building this out over time, maybe with a couple of blogs and that sort of thing. But I find this is super easy. But what you want to do is you want to probably blow the biggest amount of money on this campaign. And this one, you're looking at maybe 20% of what you pay for this one here. So a lot cheaper, a lot easier, nice and easy to do. Okay. So that's a pretty simple little campaign setup. Now you've got web page as a base, and then essentially got your Google Ads campaigns running here. Now, you should be able to run a business pretty well on that, and you should very easily, depending on the cost of your service, you should very easily have that running and be able to get yourself to a place where you're doing 10, 15, 20K a month very, very easily, considering you actually treat people well. Now, let's talk about the next thing you should do after that. Right. So the nice thing is you've got a lot of the infrastructure here that you need to get this stuff running. The other thing that you need is, I'm not sure if I'm going to have something here. It's essentially you need like a little piece of software, essentially. And let's do it like this. Excellent. So yeah, I'm going to grab an email here, and I'm going to grab another one. Hopefully it says SMS maybe. Yeah, perfect. All right, good. So here's where it gets awesome. You need to have a little piece of software on the side. It's called CRM, customer relationship management stuff. You can get them pretty cheap. Ask me about them if you want to. But essentially what you can do is everybody that you help, so people that you've got the calls from, everyone they've booked in, and you actually do something for them, right? After you finish doing the thing that you have done for them, what you need to do is you need to send them either an email or an SMS. And you can do that manually if you want. That's great if you like that sort of stuff. I hate doing things manually, so you can set up automations to do this for you. And essentially what you're doing with these two things, and to be honest with you, SMSs work far better, is you are trying to get them to write you a review on Google Maps. So remember how we had a look at this stuff over here? And see, these guys got 4.7. They got 58 reviews, got 4.7 stars, 5 reviews, 29 reviews. Not enough reviews. You need more reviews than this, to be honest, to just really start killing the rankings on this. So what you need to do is have a system in place. And what it does is it sends people text messages and SMSs saying, hey, how about you review me? Very, very simple. And by doing that, you really start to gear up your Google Maps, which means that you end up with more calls coming to here. And arguably, you end up with more visits to this website, which is great because now you're getting a bunch of traffic to this site. And then you can go back in and start tweaking your retargeting ads, because now you start retargeting people that also go here. So the whole thing starts feeding itself, which is really lovely. So now you've got this retargeting campaign that gets people back into your ecosystem. You've got SMSs and automations set up so that you're building this asset here, this Google Maps asset, which is amazing. It starts to push up the rankings. You've also got a single service that's killing it for you. And you can do this multiple times. If you run multiple services, you just do the same thing multiple times. That gets you to expand the offering that you're sending to people. And there you go. Now you've got yourself an excellent way to market a local business. This is how you market a local business on the web. It's the order in which you do it. People do this in the wrong order, like almost all the time. This is the order that you can do it to gradually build your business. You go from low cost base to a high cost base. You can do it all in one big bang and have it running. But if you want to do it sequentially, this is the way to do it. This is easily like the best local marketing strategy that you can do online. It hinges on Google Maps, which is what people are using right now. And it's just honestly one of the smartest ways to do it, right? I'm Chris. If you like free stuff, here's some free stuff. All right. I'm going to show you. I run a marketing agency. We do Google ads for people, which is great. And this is our website here. It's Little Fox, full stop agency, littlefox.agency. You can go up here. You can click on local marketing if you want to know about some stuff. If you like free stuff, and who doesn't like free stuff? You can go over here to free stuff on our website, click on that. And what you're going to get is you're going to get our mega bundle, which shows you exactly how to laser target. Goes into much more depth than what we're talking about here. Shows you how you can laser target local customers. Here's the stuff that's in the bundle for you. You get a whole bunch of stuff. There's also some other videos in there as well that I don't show on YouTube. So get in there, have a look. If you don't want to have a look, that's just fine. Hope this works really well for you. I know it does. And I hope to see you next time around. Till later.